They said I couldn't do it, but I can. Yes, I can. New requests are coming in to be my friend. Friend. Build a brand.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Build a Brand Interviews. I am Cameron Moore, your host, and if this is your first time to watch Build a Brand Interviews, what we do here is we interview automotive sales professionals and what they do to really differentiate themselves from everyone else out there. That's a tongue twister. So what we do is we talk about prospecting, what they do to follow up, and how they get referrals. So today we have a special guest. This is Amber Brock, and Amber is at Homer Skelton Ford in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and she has quite an incredible story going from a BDC agent to sales. So without further ado, let me introduce Amber. So Amber, tell everyone who you are and how you got in the car business.
Yes, so my name is Amber Brock, and as Cameron mentioned, I started in the car business 4 years ago, and I started off as a BDC coordinator doing internet sales, and then I transferred to the sales floor 2 years ago, and I've been doing that for 2 years now.
So when you first joined, we were like, oh, I'm going to be in the car business. Like when I first joined the car business, I was like, I don't want to be in the car business. So did you have like any, I guess, thoughts like when you were first joining, like if you wanted to be a part of it or?
I never thought I would be selling cars. I actually just wanted a hourly job.
Right.
Didn't think too much about the car business or what it was, and I just applied for the job and got it.
That's awesome. So being in, automotive sales, it's obviously not as easy as most people probably think it is. And so let's get to the first question, which is prospecting. What do you do yourself to prospect, to get your name out there? Because obviously you're at a store where a lot of people are on social media. Matter of fact, it's highly encouraged to be on social media. So what do you do to really stand out when you're prospecting?
Marketing. So I use social media a lot, like you mentioned. Videos are very powerful. I do videos all the time. I send personal videos. I just make average videos and just reach out to everybody and anybody.
Do you have any good, helpful tips to maybe the people, if you're watching on YouTube? Again, thank you for joining. If you're listening on Amazon Alexa, we definitely appreciate you guys listening. But do you have any advice for these people on where they could start when they're, starting to think about prospecting, or different ideas to help them maybe get more engagement? Because actually I use you a lot when doing demos, because you have, one blog when you hit 17 units. I don't know, it's about a year and a half ago. When she first got into sales, and she had 82 likes, hearts, 20 comments, and 9 shares. And when you think about a salesperson just saying, hey, I hit 17 units, but then having that kind of engagement, it's powerful. So what kind of advice can you give to someone out there on what they could start doing, what type of topics they should start talking about on social media?
Just be creative. And one thing that I've learned doing this is people like to hear stories. They like to hear about the customer, what they were going through, they can relate to, and that's how you get the engagement and, supporters too, people that support what you do and want you to hit goals and put your goal out there, and people will help you reach it.
That's definitely great advice. It's always weird when you have someone right next to you. Do I look at you? Do I look at the camera? So this is actually a build interview that's in-house. Normally we do it with someone else via Zoom. So this is definitely a first, so it's kind of like, what do I do? But we're really excited to have her on. So that's a good helpful tips on posting on social media. Do you have like any topics that you like to focus on? Like I saw one you did a blog the other day. That was really creative. She drew stuff on her. Do you still have them on your fingers?
No,
Okay.
no, I bathe.
Yeah. All right. So she had, what was it? What was the blog?
It was 10 emotional stages that a customer goes through when purchasing a car. And on my fingers, I drew like different emotions of people, and I made a little post, and just something different and something to stand out.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty creative, because she's like, you said, I definitely, like the first emotion, or what was it like? How would you feel about the first emotion? And it was like a kind of a goofy drawing.
It was there was angry, there was sad, there was happy, and there was anxious. That was one of them.
So it's like that kids movie that's on Disney Plus. It's what is it, where it's all the different emotions. It's like a kids movie,
like the emojis.
No, it's not emojis. No, it's a different one. You gotta check it out. It's pretty good. But yeah, so that was really creative, and so thinking outside the box, and that's something that a lot of people get scared to do in the automotive. And I'm sure you can agree with me. I'm not saying you should, but a lot of people that do post, they normally post like sell, 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 like
Right.
like, oh, huge sale on these trucks when everyone knows there's
Right.
a sale. So it's nice that you're putting stuff out there that actually relates to the consumer. So that's good. Now, let's get to the second question on how do you follow up with your customers? Because everyone follows up differently. Some people don't follow up. So if you're watching this right now and you're like, that's me and you don't want to tell anyone that you're not following up, well, let's start following up. So what do you do to follow up and give the listeners something that they can take home today?
Yeah, follow up is definitely key. I text my customers a lot. A lot of people nowadays, texting is a lot easier. Although I do like to do a phone call too to kind of get a little bit more engagement and get a little more personable. And then I'll even, if a customer's leaving, they want to think about it, I'll even send them a video of me standing next to their vehicle and it's like, hey, he's just waiting for you to take him home, and just do something funny and creative and get them to like you, and more than likely they'll buy from you.
That's awesome. Yeah. And so having the vehicle in the video, that's funny that you say it's just waiting for you. Like, so sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's creating that top of mind awareness of the vehicle, but also for you as a salesperson, because they're probably going to shop at other places. Like the
Right.
reality is they're not really going to lunch. They're going to shop. So that's great. Do you do anything else besides send the videos to follow up? Like anything else that they
Phone
try?
calls, texts, videos. That's about it.
All right, so phone calls, text, and videos, great follow-up method. And if you're new to videos, which a lot of people that do watch this and have been on the show, they do video messages, and you're like, I don't know where to start. Well, the first thing is just pull out your camera, right? Make sure it's turned sideways, and just press record. The first one's gonna be terrible, not gonna lie. My first one was terrible.
Mine too.
Yeah, it's just absolutely terrible. So you'll get better and better. And I messed up several times in this, like I stuttered, and I just leave it because it's real. It's authentic, and that's just who I am. So now getting to the last question, which is talking about referrals. How do you get referrals? Do you ask a certain way? Like, when do you ask? Like, how does that work for you in your process?
So I usually ask towards the end, when the customer's like thanking me and they're like in that really good mood and they're really happy and excited. And I mention to them how I have a goal and, and how they can help me. And at the time, they want to help and they do everything they can and they send me people.
That's awesome. Have you ever, like, what's the top number of referrals you've received from one customer at one time?
Currently, right now, I'm working on referral number 6 from one person.
That's awesome. So that's 6 people that someone's basically said, I trust you, Amber.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they'll, obviously trust you. I'm going to extend that trust to them. And that's pretty cool. That's obviously huge in anybody's sales, job is to basically get referrals. That's the high valued customers. So what would you, give advice to someone watching, just about like maybe like something to get them going and encourage them to really jump out of their comfort zone, kind of like a closing statement. Like, I want to hear like an awesome, like, boom, do this. Like, what is that?
Well,
I put it on the spot, by the way.
Something to motivate and get them going is just if you have an idea, go for it. Don't ponder it or don't think it's stupid or it's not going to be funny. Just go for it and post it and just put yourself out there. And, the first few times are going to be weird and you might feel nervous about it, but the more you do it, the more engagement you get. And then the more, you can go viral, and that's what you want. You want to get your name in front of as many people as you can. So that's about it.
That's good stuff. How often do you post on social media? Just
every
curious.
day.
Okay. How many times a day?
2 or 3.
2 or 3 times a day. And
on different platforms too. Different things.
Like which platforms?
I have Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Okay. So obviously, if you are just first starting and you're like, oh, I need to be on all those because Amber's on all those, I would suggest not really jump into all of them at one time, because I'm sure you can relate. Like, it's very frustrating and overwhelming because you have so many things going on, so many notifications, got to reply. And the big thing, and I know I say it many times, but when you're on social media, if you're not replying to your customer, you're missing out on opportunities. Would you agree with that?
Oh man, I get people messaging me on Facebook and Instagram, and I call them, and then I'll get their information, get them approved, and they come in and get the car. I do that every single month, and that adds to my numbers.
There you go. So make sure you're obviously hearing your customers, reply to them, reach out to them, send them an IM or, whatever the case may be. So again, thank you guys so much for joining this episode of Build a Brand Interviews with Amber Brock. You can check out our website at ambersellscars.com. And on social media, I guess you can just type in Amber Brock.
Amber Brock. I'm usually the first one that pops up.
Boom. That's awesome. So that's branding, right? So go ahead and check her out. And if you have any advice, I'm sure you could reach out to her. And if she's working with a customer, she will get back to you. So again, thank you so much for watching. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and hit that bell for the notification so you can see our next video when it comes out. I don't even know where it's at, but it's somewhere down here. And if you're on Amazon Alexa, thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you guys next time.
But I can, yes I can. New requests are coming in to be my friend. Friend. Build a brand.